What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream today. My name is Eli, and I run an indie game studio called TreeFall Studios. Let me go ahead and make sure everything is okay. Make sure I didn't change any of the settings. Looks like the mic is coming through. I need to close out a couple of things. Give me a sec, guys. We're getting set up here. Put that in there. The Discord is shared out. PLP is on it. I'm gonna close that for a sec. Let's see, we got it on Twitter. Should be good to go. Let's close that. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to a new stream and a new week. I'm starting early today. Just out of the blue, I kind of decided that, hey, I was already working. Let's go ahead and add an extra 30 minutes to the stream instead of starting at 3. Most of the people who tune in regularly every day know we start at 3 and we normally go to about 5. This past week, we have been changing it up and going from 3 until about 4:30 to 4:40, depending on the day. So now we're actually changing it up, and I'm going to test out doing some 2:30s. This is definitely not a time that I'm going to be able to hit every day, but since I was already here and working, I did not go to the gym today. I was like, hey, let's go ahead and get everybody involved in the finishing up of this Hubworld. So welcome to the stream, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome, PLP. Good to see you today. Welcome, Space by Name. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining in. You guys who are new tuning in, there's news going across the screen. Our games are on sale on the PlayStation Summer Sale, so go ahead and check that out. Let's go ahead and switch into the game engine and get started. So you can see this is the thumbnail. If you guys remember from last week on Friday, we had basically built this hub world from scratch all on Friday, and it was looking pretty awesome. And you guys, I actually don't think that I finished the model completely on stream. It was like pretty close. But so now I have the actual model done and completed for now. And I have a little space that I can add in some additional stuff in case I decide to add one extra level in. But I didn't go back and refresh where I stopped on Friday, but just to recap here. So there's levels 1 and 2 here, and then when you go to this next section, there's a level here, a place for you to climb up and explore, a level here, a place for you to go down into a tunnel, come out and do some skydiving out here. There's a level out there. When you come into this side, there's a secret door here, and I don't know if I had this done or not, but I have the platform done on the inside and stairs built around. It's kind of hard to see the way we're zooming in Blender, but I'll show you guys in the game engine in just a little bit. We have these stairs that go up here to another level, a level here. We have these walls that block off your jumping now, so you have to do this in a certain order. There's a super launch pad in the game that you can launch up into the skyloft up here, basically. And then there's a level up here, and then you just jump down here, and boom, then you can walk around here. And I don't think that this was done on the stream last week either. And then now there's some platforms hanging off here for another level floating in the sky. So basically in the progression, once you unlock the first section and go in here, you'll be able to look up and see, whoa, there's a level floating up there. There's levels floating here. I can go this way, go down, and you can kind of explore to your heart's content, but not everything is available to you just yet. So that's where we stopped, and we had started texturing. And I think like maybe we had done like one wall on Friday, and that's it. And I was like, guys, trust me, this is gonna look crazy when we get to it on Monday. And I had a little bit more to do on the weekend than I thought, so I didn't actually get to finish texturing it. So we're gonna do that today. But you can see that a lot of the brick walls have already been laid out. These have been laid out. I went all the way around here. I finished this section, did this. I came around this back corner, and earlier this morning I stopped right here, and then I actually got these scales to work out just fine. So you can see like even these platforms that are sticking off the side here, the bricks actually completely match up exactly how they're supposed to. and they go all the way around and match up here. So we're even focusing on the little bitty details on platforms that are just adjacent to the main walls. So we're going to finish up this today, and you can see I've already scaled the grass out to the correct size on most of the grass planes, but not all of them. You know, like these, haven't done it for this part yet. We can do that in just a few seconds. So let me grab a couple of the comments here. PLP says I've been playing Pikmin 4 like crazy, taking a break from it today. Yeah, that's a good idea. I am up in... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't lose... Okay, you guys can still see me. Whoa! My heart dropped. I thought for sure the computer was about to go blue screen, but it looks like everything is completely fine. And what actually happened is my mouse just died. So let me grab a charger. I was so scared. I was like, no, don't do this to me already. I got to plug the mouse in if we're going to be able to continue working. It just died and froze out. But yeah, so for as far as PLP's comments goes, yeah, I only played it. I tried to play it for like another 5 minutes, and I was just so annoyed by all the design changes that I couldn't even do it. I was like pretty sure that I was going to sell the game today and just like not play it. I can't stand it whatsoever. But I think that I'm going to go through it and just beat it 100% and just do like a one playthrough so I can like get my definitive opinion on it, and then I'll probably sell it or just leave it on the shelf. Not sure. Definitely don't really like it, that's for sure. Space My Name says, I knew Hubworld was going to be hype. Yeah, this is going to be sick. Once you guys see it, once we put it back in the game engine, it's got all of our super jumps everywhere like we had on Friday. It's definitely going to be fun to play around with and host all of our levels. So let me go grab this out the drawers here. I can find actually, to be honest, I can use my Switch charger. It's the same one. It's USB Type-C. So yeah, guys, Nintendo Switch coming in hot. This is our Switch Pro Controller charger, and this is going to work just fine on our Logitech. I got the nice Logitech MX Master 3 mouse. The only thing I dislike about it is there is no removable batteries. I noticed it had been getting low, but yeah, it totally crashed out on me there. All right, let's see. We're plugged in. I got the green light, and the mouse is back. All right, Switch charger for the win. Thomas, welcome to the stream. He says, hey, hey. My bro is here. My game development bro from another state. Welcome, welcome. Alrighty, so we're going to start here because I'm doing this in order. I started with this spot right here, and in order for this scale to actually be good, let me switch back over to UV editing so you guys know what I'm talking about. So in order for the scale of the bricks to actually be good, they were a little too small before. So we're actually using half of the UV, and then for every 2 wall pieces will be the completed tile. So this brick doesn't actually tile every single time. It tiles every 2 times. So that's a little bit more complicated for me to, instead of just being able to highlight all of these, unwrapping them and all moving them into the same position, or having them fill up the entire square and then just, you know, fixing the height, we're actually gonna have to go in by hand and move each one of these left and right, left and right. That's why this was taking a little bit too long. And then also we got a bunch of scale issues, like for here, for instance, we got a lot of hand stuff to do. So like if you see this UV right here, you know, this ground is coming up, so we can't just have it. So not only are we going left, right, but sometimes we gotta find the right value to bring a certain vertice up so it actually fits the scale. You can see the bricks, they go around the corner exactly how they're supposed to. So yeah, so we're gonna be doing some of that today. And you know, if you guys want to see this playing in the engine, I can go ahead and let me just go ahead and save it, and I'll go ahead and export another copy of it so you guys can see where we're at. That's the wrong folder. There we go. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let me go ahead and boot up Unity. I don't actually have it open. Give me a sec for it to load. So just so you guys can see where we're starting at, and then, you know, that's why I'm starting a little bit earlier, because I'm hoping to have it all textured by the end. So the end of today's stream, we can run around in it and see what it looks like in some sweet looking graphics. So let me open up our maze program here. I'm gonna try to drink a lot more water during today's stream. I'm a little dehydrated, been dehydrated. I have trouble getting all of my water in my water intake up, and got a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I won't be streaming. And in order for my blood being drawn to be a little bit easier, I'm trying to get my hydration up early. I'm like, every single time I go to the doctor, they're like, "You're dehydrated," and I'm like, "Thank you. I will work on that." And then somehow I never drink enough water. It's pretty bad. So today I'm gonna try to take another 2 water bottles down. Keep me accountable, stream chatters, and we'll see how we do. But gotta make sure I don't have to take a pee break. I guess. I don't know how people stream. I never watched really long live streams. When people do like those 4-hour sittings of games and stuff, I'm sure they have to take a bathroom break at some point. So, yeah, pretty crazy. All right, let's go ahead and he's water drinking diapers. There you go, Thomas. You were on it. You know what? Live stream for 6 hours straight. I need to go diapers. Diapers up. That'd help out a bunch. Unity is almost up, so we can go ahead and start editing this while it's loading. And PLP says he's drinking water, baby. Yeah, PLP says I drink at least 4 bottles a day. That's good. That is healthy. 4 hours is nothing for most streams. Yeah, no, I see people stream like 4, 5, 6 hours or whatever. I'm like, dude, how do you do that? Well, first off, like, it wouldn't be too bad for me because I do have a standing desk. So I usually sit while it's easier to sit while I'm doing this work and trying to do the stream and the mic and stuff. But, you know, I could always put it up to stand if I needed to do a longer stream. But I'm like, yeah, you gotta put the stream on the be right back little logo so we can you take a pee break, I guess. All right, we got Unity up. And people can sit for 12 hours straight. They shouldn't, but they do, according to POP. And yeah, no, that's terrible for your health. That is like really dangerous, actually. You know, you can get blood clots that way. I mean, because I know that there are video game players and streamers and stuff who will, you know, be young, like our age and stuff, and get a blood clot and like get close to dying. It's very dangerous. You do not want to sit. You really don't even want to sit for more than an hour, to be honest. You need to be getting up and moving. So even the 2 hours sitting, I'm like, that's a little bit too much. I need to get moving and walking. So there's some some non-official medical advice. Walk around and move. Don't sit, everyone. That's the one thing about game development and other computer-based careers. It's not great for your health to be so sedentary. So yeah, maybe we'll stand for the next stream. I just don't like some of the wires. It really kind of tugs on the extra lights that I plug in, so it's like it's a little kind of tight. But all right, so we're in the game engine, guys, and so we can take a look at some of the textures we've been placing. Yeah, I want to say this scale looks decent. Honestly, I'm like, maybe I should make them smaller because it looks like they're kind of big. It's not too bad. Yeah, and then like we got the grass. So this is what the grass would look like. We're probably not going to use this grass. We're going to use a different one, but it should be about this. We're going to fit it into this scale. So yeah, actually, I don't think making them smaller would be better because actually we haven't done this one. There's some, we got to line that up. There's the seams. Let's go over here because we started, that's what I was saying. We started on the left. You can see it's not done on this side yet at all. So yeah, I think that this scale is pretty good because like if we shrunk it up by like another 2 times, if it was double this size small, then like I think it would be like there'd be too many bricks. It'd be blowing your mind of bricks. And we're gonna break it up. You can see we broke it up because I made this moss here, you know, that kind of covers up some of the brick and stuff. So it looks pretty good from the distance, kind of breaking up the brick look. But we're gonna put some actual 3D plants and stuff on the walls and some, you know, other things like that. So these tall walls aren't so monotonous. But I think that the scale actually looks pretty good. And you know, is that? It actually warps when you get up close, but it's actually right. That's just because of the height map. but the bricks are lined up correctly all the way around. So yeah, then you come over here and we got this, and you'll be able to look up there and be like, whoa, there's, you know, there's stuff up there, there's stuff floating above me, so I'm definitely going to be able to get over there. You'll be able to see all this stuff and be like, whoa. You'll be able to go over here. You'll be confused, but the wall is down so you guys can see this. Look how weird this looks, like warping. But yeah, so then you come up here and then boom, this is the secret level. The stairs come around, look pretty good. There's a platform enough around, so then this will be the last entrance. This wall will come down with an animation and like a cutscene. I was gonna put a level over here, but instead, like hiding in the corner, but instead I think I'm gonna put a sarcastic maze sign down there who said, I bet you thought there was a level around here, didn't you? Go away. And he's gonna be like a little angry sign. So there's a level here, and then you'll come up here, there'll be a level there. This is gonna be gated. You're gonna have to go through enough of the levels in order to move on. Yeah, I think it does look pretty good. Thanks, Space by Name. Yeah, because when you see the light hitting it, you can see the height map. I'm gonna have to mess with the height map a little bit. It kind of warps the bricks a little bit too much from this distance. But you can see that it does look a little 3D, looks pretty good. Especially looking at it from here, it looks pretty good. And if we cover that up with some more models, some leaves and stuff, and, you know, obviously we fix all these weird, you know, giant scale textures, like this will look pretty good. And then you come around here, and so once you unlock this gate, you're going to have a couple more level options to explore. You'll have this one in this little hub section in the middle of all these towers, and then when you come up here, you'll be able to see another one. Oh man, I fell. Keyboard controls, man. Also, the mouse is a little hard to move while it's plugged in. It's kind of like yanking it down. So then you'll be able to enter a level here, and then you'll be able to just jump across and go, oh, what's up here? And then you can come all the way around and see. That's why we built those giant tall walls, guys, because we don't want you to be able to break the flow. And I've measured these out. You cannot sprint and jump across that. It's too big of a gap. So you have to go this way. So once you open up this third section, there's going to be 3 more levels. There's going to be those 2 levels there, and this is going to be open. You're going to be able to launch up here, and you're going to be able to take on this level. And actually, this is going to have a gate, and it's going to be gated off by another maze sign, a sign unit. And he's going to ask for a certain amount of mazes completed. And then when that's completed, you'll unlock the final special level, and then you can just jump over here, and then boom, you'll be able to complete this level. And then once you do enough of the levels, this giant wall will come down, and then there'll be the secret level at the end. So definitely enough to explore, way bigger than Maze Pedestal of Trials, 100%. Also, yeah, down here, guys, for those of you who didn't see last week, didn't mean to do that. You can jump down here. There's a tunnel, and then you can look down here, and you'd be like, oh, I got to go skydiving. You got to go running, jumping. And then there's going to be a level down there, and then you can see we got our super jump pads, and you can run into them and just launch right back up to where we were. And then you can go over here and hit this one and fly right back into the hub world. Going to be super cool, highly vertical based. It is called Maze Rising Trials. So the mazes, most of them, not every single one of them, are going to be based on verticality. And yeah, so is the hub world as well. Highs and lows. The depths and the sky is what we're going for in this game for Maze. So yeah, I think the bricks do look pretty good. So that's what we're starting at. We'll go ahead and save this, hide it, and we'll see if we can finish it up in Blender, and you guys can see the process of how this is all coming to be. Let me go ahead and take my extra swig of water now before we get started. My throat is already dry. I'm like, dude, I need to go past, I need to do 2 of these during the stream, and then after the stream, I need to go like 2 more. So someone asked in the Discord, be like, have you gotten your other 2 water bottles done? And I'll be like, probably not. Gotta say yes, though. So yeah, we gotta work hard to get this game ready, because I need to get this done by the 31st. That gives me 7 more days, and about 25% of the levels are done. And then once I get this hub world done, that'll be like a huge boost, because, you know, then I can just start placing the levels in here and just start doing the code for that. Don't know if I'll be able to do it or not. It's quite a bit of work, but we'll see how much progress we're getting per day over the streams. Tomorrow I'm taking the whole day off. Got quite a bit to do outside of the doctor's, and stuff. So won't be streaming tomorrow. It'll be the only day this week non-streaming. And then yeah, hopefully we can get some crazy work in after that. So this is how this kind of works. We're scaling these up. So that was right. This is left. Now these guys need to be right. Now these guys need to be left. And let's just double check, make sure we're matching up. Everything looks good. Looks good. Then, you know, the easiest ones to fill in are the ones that are just the single face that don't have something like this. Then we got to do some calculations on like these are 2 meters, so and that needs to be like 20% of this. So if we do this next, let's see, let's go and reset all of these. Let's assign them this material. And then also you got to watch out what sometimes it doesn't know how to do it just right. So we need to go ahead and make sure everything is on the correct direction as well. And then we'll mess with some of these scales. Thanks for tuning into the stream, guys. I really appreciate it for some maze work. Let's go here. Looking awesome. You can see how stretched it is because it's filling up the entire thing, but our height on these are way smaller, so that looks like green at the top. That looks good. That one looks good. Green at the top. These are actually, are these upside down? I think that they are. I can't tell. There's a lot of green at the top and a lot of green at the bottom, so is this the bottom one? I think these are upside down, so I think this needs to go like 180. We should be able to tell here. Let's not worry about it. Let's put this back. Because they're all on the same. We can flip them all upside down at the same time if this is upside down. Once we get the scale correct, we'll be able to see if it matches up with the bricks here or not. So we'll highlight all of these again. And we need to scale them halfway. Of course, we didn't grab them all. Deselect, grab them all. Scale halfway to get our actual piece. And then I think that's a 2, so we need to go like this. Let's put them in the corner. So it actually needs to be this corner because yeah, because this would be the top part. This is actually going to be a problem because we didn't actually this is the only time where we did this where we came down. This actually needs to be like 8 and this needs to be 2 to make 10 because we didn't actually, because now these ones will be not able to tile us all the way down unless what we do is I'm probably gonna actually do something a little bit different. This will be fine. So what we'll do is we'll match these bricks to these top parts and we'll keep going around and match all that. But it would make sense. We need to break up the monotony a little bit. So we'll probably need to do what would be cool anyways would be when you're going down in this tunnel down here is for it to have a different texture and design anyway. So that would make sense. So we do need to be at the top part of the texture instead of the bottom part because these pieces are down here, right? Yeah. Okay. Make sure we're tracking right. So this, if we rotate this by 180, does it not match up? Well, yeah, no. Let's see if it matches up. So this guy should be on the right. So it doesn't match up. Let's rotate it by 180 again. Now it matches up. So shoot, we shouldn't have rotated them all. Let's pull that back. Let's take this. Rotate by 180. Although, is this wall is done. So are we upside down on the texture? Probably, I don't think so. Let's look at it here. Um, no, we're right side up on the texture. Okay, it matches right. We're good. Thomas says, "What's the official TreeFall Studios review for Pikmin 4? A hard pass is my review. I don't like it. I think everyone is crazy. So many Nintendo. I was gonna tweet this out on my personal Twitter, but I did not just yet. So many Nintendo fan accounts, like Twitter, Nintendo-based Twitter accounts, are tweeting out like they're begging people to go buy Pikmin 4, make this the biggest, you know, franchise that Nintendo has. I saw all the reviewers and stuff. Everyone's like, "Oh, this is the best parts of all Pikmin games, and it's so accessible," and blah blah blah. They made the game super easy, and it's really really bad. But my entire criticism of the game is not just. I have like three main criticisms of the game: the gameplay, the design, and the story, but then the atmosphere. And atmosphere is super important to me, and it matters like what the games feel like. And I have a huge problem with the atmosphere of Pikmin 4. It completely changes the vibe and the feeling that the previous games used to have. There's no more isolationist feeling. It doesn't feel like you're surviving on this hostile planet. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I really had a problem. I was like watching like how many people you save, all these castaways. There's like hairstylists and science teachers and all these random people who've all decided to go to this planet. The story makes zero sense whatsoever. In the original two Pikmin games, Olimar only found the planet on accident because he was hit by an asteroid. And then from landing on and he was only so far out into deep space because he worked for a long haul freight company that was specialized. He was a specialized pilot in order to go across long distances through space. Okay. And he landed on a hostile planet where every single day he was on the verge of death. That was the theme. That was the atmosphere. And then the second game had cheered up the atmosphere a little bit, but it was still like under dire circumstances. He lost everything he had. They were in dangerous debt, and the world was even more dangerous. Even though he already had conquered it, there was more dangers there. And now it's just like, oh, your hairstylist decided to go save Olimar, and all these people are just flying down to the planet willy-nilly, and they're just all okay. And not Olimar is going to rescue him. He's in trouble too. But these random stand-in fill-in characters that are just have the worst designs of all time are here to save the day. Can't stand it whatsoever. I hate Ochi to death. He is so annoying. It ruins the entire game to me. The gameplay is so easy. It feels like it's an adventure game. By doing the camera behind the player, it feels like an adventure game instead of an actual RTS strategy game. It doesn't feel like I can do runs of this game and try to maximize my strategy and perfect my time and go faster. It just feels like you're supposed to leisurely explore and just do whatever you want. These are upside down, I think, because this is left, right. So yeah, I really, really dislike it so far completely. The quote-unquote quality of life changes to me break the game. There's no skill involved. You barely ever lose your Pikmin. Being able to, the RPG elements, I can't stand. Being able to craft and, just bomb rocks and helpful items. That's not what Pikmin is. I hate it 100%. I also hate, as part of the atmosphere, being stranded on the planet. It does not feel good to have, let's see, let's make sure this is correct. Yeah, that's good. It does not feel good to have a million castaways at your base camp and you basically base building. I don't like that. It's just not, it just feels so weird, so weird. But yeah, and then another thing is like it feels like you can't ever lose Pikmin. It feels so easy because Ochi ruins the entire experience. Because you just walk around with Ochi and all the Pikmin are on his back. You no longer have a posse of Pikmin behind you that you have to use to your advantage or use to fight with. And you have to, like, as the leader, as Captain Olimar, you would have to manage those guys and try your best to not get them killed. How are you going to get any of them killed by surprises when they're all just on Ochi? It's so easy just to move and dodge. You don't have to worry about 100 AI, lagging behind you. Also hate some of the design decisions. It doesn't make sense where you have to collect onions. I dislike that a ton. And you're only able to, even though you have like unlocked the types, like you can't, spawn new Pikmin. Like you have to find the onions and stuff, and like you're capped at like very low amounts in the beginning. It's just very annoying. Also hate that the font is gone. I still can't get over that. The original font that was like a custom built font just for that game that was quirky and awesome is gone, and now it's just this bland. Everything is just bland. Like the environment art is like nice and pretty, but it's all like just realistic art and stuff. I just think the older games are so much better. PLP said, "Did you like 3?" Yeah, I do like 3 because it's similar, but it's still my least favorite compared to the first two. So my order is Pikmin 2, then 1, then 3, then 4. Um, I didn't like the theme of 3 of like, oh, you have. I like the 3. There's a lot of things about 3 that I like. I like 3 captains. I didn't care for the new characters. I would have rather it been Olimar, Louis, and the President if you were going to do 3 captains. It's fine if you want to tell the story that Olimar is in trouble and you need to rescue him as the Kopai leaders or whatever, and getting the fruit and stuff was cool. The fruit was a good balance. I also thought Pikmin 3 had a good balance of 1 and 2 because it basically brought back the time limit for 1. You couldn't play infinitely, so there was pressure on the clock, but it was so much less restrictive than 1. Like you could, like when I finished the game, I didn't even do the best run that I could have done. I could have done way better, and I finished the run with like 70 something fruits additional. So like I could have played for like 70 more days, but you still feel like there is a time clock on there. So I like that. Pikmin 3 has the best multiplayer by far. Mission mode is unbelievable. Bingo Battle is the best multiplayer. It's one of the best. I feel like Pikmin 3 is one of the best multiplayer games out there for anyone. I feel like you should go pick up Pikmin 3. It is such a great time with friends. It's unbelievably good. And the actual environment designs are like very high quality. They're very similar to the first and second game. I just don't like the story as much, but that's fine. But the problem is this matches up. Yes, we're good. The problem is I don't like the fact that Pikmin 4 is the exact same thing as Pikmin 3. Olimar is in trouble again. You're not playing as him again. You have to go rescue him again. The guy who actually found the planet, who's saved himself off of it twice. I didn't like it in 3, but I'm like, all right, I can buy it that he's in trouble, and you help him out while you're there to get your fruit. That's fine. But you got to do it again, and you have these like hideous character created stand-ins. Can't stand the character creator. Every character looks so ugly. It's unbelievable. It's so ugly. So yeah, I have a lot of hatred thoughts towards it. You got me on a serious rant. Thanks, PLP. If it was my personal opinion, I would tell you to go, and this is all because Thomas asked me what my review of Pikmin was. He wanted me ranting, I guess. Let's make sure we got to fix. Is this good? Oh yeah, we're good. Let's delete these faces. My suggestion would be buy 1 and 2 and Pikmin 3. That would be what I would tell you to do. The only thing is, 1 and 2 are only available digitally right now on the Switch. So, that's kind of a problem if you want physical games. So I would either say download 1 and 2 if you want to play them like right now. And then if you want to wait for a physical copy, which, I would recommend you do, you can just wait till September because they are coming out in September. But I would honestly recommend, like, if you haven't played it, like, I would recommend playing Pikmin 3. As far as the games go, I like 1 and 2 better than Pikmin 3. So $50 for the combo pack. The value is probably more in terms of gameplay time and stuff. But as far as Pikmin 3 goes, that's one of the games that I think out of any game, for $60 value, has so much life in it because it's got a good campaign that can be replayed over and over and over. The mission mode is so good. You can go against your own high scores. There's online ranking leaderboards, and the multiplayer. You can play the whole game co-op with a friend. You can play co-op in the mission mode together, and the versus mode is absolutely just stunning. It's so good. Dandori battles have nothing on Pikmin 3's multiplayer. It's so much better, so much more creative, and so much more replayable. Dandori battles remind me more of the multiplayer from Pikmin 2, which was like the very first multiplayer that they tried. And at that point, like it was okay. And there is some fun to be had in Pikmin 2 multiplayer. And with that being said, like if you pick up 1 and 2, well then you'll have multiplayer to play in that game. And if you pick up Pikmin 3, you'll have multiplayer to play in that game. So a ton of local multiplayer with your friends. That's for sure. But yeah, so that's my review of Pikmin so far. I haven't decided, if I'm gonna, like, part of me wants to just play it all the way through just to see if I'm surprised, and like I think it's actually good, or if there is, something worth it in the end. But it's just so I'm up to date with the story because I care about it all so much. But I don't really like it. I pretty much hate it. And every single time I put it on and start playing, it makes me angry again. Then I'm like, I should just sell this while the getting is good, while the game is brand new and people still want to play it, so I can recoup at least most of the cash that I paid for it. Because we got lots of stuff to pay for over here at TreeFall Studios, that's for sure. Got some seams I missed here. Let me go ahead and get these. Let me go ahead and let's see. There's a bunch of comments. I'm going to read them all for you guys. PLP, starting at the beginning. Yeah, I don't like how in the end, you have a billion stupid spacemen. Yeah. People say that for Animal Crossing 2, all the quality of life features take away from the game. It's like they took away real time from Animal Crossing. That's not a quality of life. That's stripping the depth and the entire point of the core game. They made a point in caves to tell you if you drop a Pikmin in the cave ledge, they're gone. Yesterday, I fell with Ochi and all of my Pikmin. What did he do? Respawned me, and I lost 0 Pikmin. Is that true? You don't lose Pikmin? Oh, that's awful. Modern Nintendo doesn't know what they're doing with a lot of their games. It's a very rare opinion because everyone just seems to think it's entitlement to ask for games to be on par with 2000s ones, or they think changing every one of their franchises' core mechanics is a good thing, like Zelda, Animal Crossing, and now Pikmin. What annoys me about Pikmin 4 is the stupid gems you're forced to collect. They're everywhere. It's just busy work. There's no reward, and 4 is just a mobile game level dopamine farm for people who hate strategy and real-time strategy game, in my own rant in chat. PLP, bro, you are so on it. It is a dopamine just addiction drive of just completing checklist off your mobile phone. Like that's what it is. Like there's not actual strategy to do it. You can't like optimize your runs like the old games. The item placement and level design is all based around Ochi, where you have to jump and you actually have to climb. You can't leave him behind. So you can't really plan out your routes with just your Pikmin like you used to. I hate it so much. And like you said, it is. It's just like you're just doing things over and over. I even read the GameSpot review, the one that gave it a 7. They gave it a 7 because it was too stressful. Like they didn't like Dandori battles because it was stressful. But the thing that they liked was that it was just calming to complete your task list. So they don't even know what a Pikmin game is. They don't know what the real-time strategy is. So yeah, I totally agree with you. Actually, listen to you. I'll probably sell it. PLP says, buy Pikmin 3 secondhand off eBay, 1 and 2 on GameCube so you don't support Nintendo. No, I actually disagree. Like, I want Nintendo to realize that people are buying more of the original games than the new game and realize, okay, what we did with the new game is actually going backwards. Maybe we should go back to the old game. And Thomas says, ha ha ha, I knew I'd get an honest review. Yeah. Sorry, guys, for my honest rant. If you love Pikmin 4, don't hate me and TreeFall Studios for my rough, tough opinions. But yeah. I don't know. Now that we're ranting about it again, I'm like, I don't know why I would just hold on to the game. I need some cash. Casheronis is good. Probably sell it, because if I sell it on eBay now, I'll probably get $50 for it. I have the what do you call it? The pre-order bonus from GameStop, the pins, and I can't stand Ochi. I hate everything about him, so I'm not going to pin him up anywhere. So maybe that'll make the value a little bit better. Um, yeah, I don't think Nintendo cares about Pikmin. That's why it took so long to come out. They let Miyamoto work on it like once a week. Now, I actually think that this development cycle was pretty bad. Like, I think that like they redid. You could just tell so much has changed. They really worked hard with the RPG elements, with changing it up to make it really accessible, friendly. The whole game is not the same as what it used to be. So like I really think that they were trying to make it something big. That's what every reviewer talks about. All the Nintendo people talk about, oh, we're trying to make Pikmin, a big Nintendo franchise. They could do a ton with it if they just leaned into it. Like Pikmin 1 and 2 was brutal, and I was a kid. When I got that game as a kid and I first tried to play, I was so little and I didn't understand it, and it was so hard, I cried. Like, that's my experience with Pikmin. And as an adult, I love that now. They don't make games like they used to make them. They're so easy now. Everything used to be so much harder. And there are things that are called quality of life issues that are actually better for game design. There are things in newer games that are better than the older games, but the actual game design itself of the older games are typically, to me, better than they are now. All right, we're moving along with our walls here, guys. It looks pretty good. Um, let's get welcome to the chat, King of Fire Snakes. He's saying Israel forever, Israel, Israel. That's interesting on our Pikmin comment. I'm thinking that's probably spam there. Yeah. And PLP says, I don't get pre-order bonuses from GameStop anymore. I used to get posters and pins. Now I don't get nothing. Yeah, I got you know what? Here you go, guys. I got actually, no, it's in the other room. Never mind. I was going to show you my pins, but I put them out of the other room, so I'd have to go get them. But yeah, they look pretty good as far as a pre-order bonus. And I guess I can show you. I don't know if you guys got this from Zelda. One sec. The pre-order bonus for Zelda, the wood plaque thing from GameStop, that's actually pretty dope. I think it looks pretty cool. Ooh. Whoa. Can you guys hear me? Looks like, let me go ahead and close Unity. Maybe see we're running too hot here. And let's close my texting. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it looks like I dropped a couple frames there, and YouTube is having some trouble on the smoothness. Let's check my settings. So let me go over here real quick. I'm good. PLP says I'm good. Yeah, it's giving me the error here on YouTube. Is making me worried. It says YouTube stream status is poor. Yeah, let's go back here. Well, it looks like you guys hadn't dropped off, so everything's still okay. But yeah, so it looks like we're good now. The frames aren't dropping anymore. I don't know if that was due to the spam on the chat or what, or if my internet was kind of fizzing out. I just closed out a couple things in the background. Let me make sure I got what have I got here? Live streaming. Let me get rid of my channel analytics. I don't need that open. Let's get that out of the background. That'll do us a little bit better, guys. Hopefully. Get my water going. PLP says, cool story, according to the spam. Space My Name says, LOL, what? PLP says, the Tears of Kingdom wood slab didn't get that either. I'm getting robbed. I'm good. Piece of wood would actually have given me more value than the actual game did. Roasted! Yeah, because it's actually cool. I mean, the design, it's actually kind of like etched on here. And it's got like the logo and stuff on the back. I still have mine sealed up. Probably keep this one. It's not one that I sell, but typically I do sell the pre-order bonuses because you can actually get money off of them. People will buy them. I'd sell a lot of stuff on eBay. Bring in some side hustle cash when the games haven't been ready yet. So yeah. But no, I actually enjoyed Tears of the Kingdom a little bit more than I enjoyed Breath of the Wild. But overall, I still don't think that it's a great Zelda game. So yeah, how I feel about Pikmin is how he feels about Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I feel similar. I don't think that they're that good. As far as open world games and stuff, like I do think that they're fine. Is that right? Right. Am I doing this backwards? So left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay, this should all back up. Yeah. So yeah, me and PLP were talking about this the other day. The fact that we think modern Nintendo games they might be fine, but they're not as good as the old Nintendo games. I would have to say, like for me, this generation has been extremely half and half. For as far as Nintendo goes, because I am a huge Xenoblade fan. So the Switch is basically my Xenoblade machine. And I think that the Xenoblade games are good and worth it on the Switch. I'm also a huge Fire Emblem fan, but I think that the new Fire Emblem game is now in that trap. Three Houses, I think, is really, really good. I would have literally paid $300 for a Switch to play Three Houses by itself. I would have done the same thing. I would have bought a Switch just for Xenoblade 2, and who knows? We see we got Xenoblade 3 in there too, so it's definitely worth it. But Three Houses is really good. It's different than the other Fire Emblems because I'm a fan of like I have all of them. I have like the ones on the Wii and every one on the 3DS, the old ones, Game Boy, all that kind of stuff. But I played the one on the GameCube. I actually don't own the one on the GameCube anymore, which is like really heartbreaking. I sold it a long time ago to make money, and then I didn't have the foresight to know that my $100 I got was nothing because now it's like a $500 game and I'll never be able to play it again. So, um, but yeah, so I like those games, but I also thought Engage, the game that came out this year, sucks. I think that that is absolutely hot garbage trash, and that you should not buy that and stay away with it with a 10-foot pole, um, unless you like waifus, I guess. And in which case, I guess that's fine for you. It's not a game I'm playing. The character design is hideous, and not just the character design in actual like terms of the writing is really really bad. It's the worst Fire Emblem game I've ever seen, but the actual physical designs of the characters are also hideous. Um, I mean, everyone joked about the toothpaste character when it was first coming out, Alear. Everyone thought that they looked really bad, and they couldn't believe that that was real. I thought it looked really bad at first. Then I was like, well, you know what? I'll let the design grow on me. It was like okay, and then, but just playing the rest of the game and seeing all their design choices, it's like so hideous. I played the game for just a little bit, and then I ran into like so many characters that I'm like, I hate this game, and then I actually sold it. I sold that game to get Pikmin. So I sold a Nintendo game that I hated in order to get another Nintendo game that I hated to save me money. But then, I'll probably sell Pikmin as well. um, Fire Emblem is just a waifu simulator, been that way since 3DS. I actually disagree because I feel like it started on the 3DS, but I feel like it wasn't that bad. Like, I don't feel like Awakening was that bad. There was like one character in 3DS Awakening that was like a little provocative. That I was like, this is like a little too much. But it was just one character, and in every Fire Emblem game, there's always like a character who is more promiscuous, so it makes sense. But then it got a little worse. Fire Emblem Fates, which is my least favorite one on the 3DS, that game started to be like really into like the anime vibes and stuff. But even the overworld and stuff really wasn't like that, and most of the design was, I don't know, it's kind of hard to argue. Wow, we lined up perfectly. That's right, left, so we're good all the way around. The anime characters were a little off the wall, especially in the conquest side. So I can see what you mean there. Although I think that the gameplay was still fine-ish. It had some problems, but it's still a good Fire Emblem game. And then the remake, Echoes, that's the one I liked the most on the 3DS. because that game actually is like the old one. That's like Fire Emblem like 2. And they used character designs, like the character art are much more similar to the old, more realistic versions of the art. So I enjoyed that one. Three Houses is somewhere in the middle. It's like towards that anime kind of art style, but I mean, obviously, it's like very hardcore persona based. Like you have lunch and you go to tea parties with your students and stuff. Um, but I honestly think in that game, like the rest of the game is so good that it works. It's fine, but I wouldn't want every Fire Emblem game. Like, there's a lot of discourse, like when the new Fire Emblem came out, that like people are like, well, everyone needs to be like Three Houses now, and Engage is not like Three Houses, so people didn't like Engage because it wasn't like Three Houses. I don't think that that's true. I think going back to more classic Fire Emblem is good. I think Three Houses was fine for what it did. But now, the reason you're getting the anime style, promiscuous character models is because of the phone game. It's because so many people they've hooked a lot of whales, and there is a lot of money that they have made in Fire Emblem Heroes on the phone, and they have gone full, promiscuous anime designs for that game, and yeah, it does. It's not good, and people play it a ton, so um, I hope that Fire Emblem doesn't continue to go that direction, but yeah, if they do, like I won't really be buying them. So I guess there's that. It's sad, but I can always replay the old games. There's enough good old games for Fire Emblem that I can play those, I guess. Um, sort of. I wish there would be more, but yeah. Let's go ahead and unwrap these, get those looking good. Let's get this fixed first. This needs to be this needs to be reset. No, not gonna work. Um, all right. So that's one. And then we actually need to unconstrain this to make this work. Scale on the X by 2. Actually looks bad. And yeah, I don't really like this. This is connected. Let's look at this. Let's maybe clean this up here. What is this connected to? Just the one? Why does this have... Whoa, what is happening? We got some odd vertices here we need to clean up, guys. Let's see. Yeah, PLP says Vicious Cycle, unfortunate, and Space by Name says I agree. Look at that. We got some agreeers here. But yeah, as far as Switch games go that I think Nintendo did good with, I would say Three Houses is good. I would say, that's the same thing with Xenoblade 2. Very highly sexualized character design, promiscuous character design. It's my least favorite part of the game. I think as far as the Xenoblade story goes, like the game is like good enough to where I kind of look past it for that. But I'm like thankful that like Xenoblade 3 is much more toned down. It's way better than 2 is. But still, like both of those games, as good as they are, they're not as good as the first game. And when I mean the first game, I mean like the Wii game. Like the art style was completely different back then. It was like a more realistic art style. It wasn't like that. It was more grounded in reality and was pretty awesome. I like the Wii version the best. Let's go ahead and just delete some all this back here. And let's go with other Switch games that were good. Mario still got some good ones. Mario Odyssey was good. It's not my favorite Mario game by far. It's towards the bottom of my favorites, actually. But I do like it more than Mario 64. So, I mean, that's a win. And I just happen to like Sunshine more. Oh, shoot. I got rid of those walls. We do need those, don't we? Yeah, there we go. So we need that. Can we get rid of these? I must have already got rid of that. That's probably why this is all messed up. But what I don't understand is this is not actually connected. That's part of the back wall. So what is dragging this wall down? Like why, if we go here and we click this face, why are we having these vertices? Where are they? We've got some lost and confused ones. But Mario Odyssey is good. It's pretty good. It's fun. Let's see what else on the Switch that Nintendo did fine with this generation. I guess Luigi's Mansion would be good. I didn't really finish it. I only played a little bit of it, so can't totally say that it's really good, but because I'm just like old school, I like the original Luigi's Mansion the best. The one on the GameCube. And then I played the one on the 3DS, but I never finished that one either. Same deal. Like it was good, but you know, not the best. Let's see. Ah, is it on this side? We have hanging out vertices over here somewhere. Where are you guys? What are you doing? Outside of Luigi's Mansion. Well, you guys let me know in the chat. What's your favorite Nintendo games this generation? What has Nintendo done well on the Switch? Um, Let me know. Mario Odyssey, I would say. I mean, I feel like the Zelda games are fine games, but like I don't like them compared to the old Zelda games. What else is on the Switch? Anything? Metroid is good. Metroid Dread. Hopefully Metroid Prime 4 will be good. I'm hoping that they don't ruin it. Retro never misses, so I'm assuming that this will be good. I just hope that they make it more like Metroid Prime 1 and not Metroid Prime 3. Metroid Prime 3 starts the atmosphere change, where it's like there's all these people and you're not the lone bounty hunter anymore, and they're trying to be like more like other companies once again. Like Nintendo's biggest problem is when they make all these awesome games and then they try to be like everyone else and modern. But to see 2D Metroid come back is pretty cool. So Dread was good. Metroid Prime Remastered, that's technically a Switch only game. They did great with that. It's great stuff. So my Metroid fix is pretty good, and if 4 comes out good, that'd be good. Oh, Splatoon. Can't go wrong with my Splatoon games. I love both Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3. So as far as that goes, I feel like that team really hit that this gen pretty good. That's pretty good. So yeah, and then like Mario Kart. I mean, Smash is good, and Mario Kart is obviously good, but that's a Wii U game, so doesn't really matter. Like most of the games that I play on there are like Wii U games, I guess. So, all right. Now that I got all that rambling out of the way, let's see. Thomas says Mario Odyssey, yeah. Link's Awakening remade, Odyssey, WarioWare, get it together. Metroid, Dread, Pokemon Let's Go. Those are his favorite Switch games. I can rant on hours for about Splatoon 2 and 3. Yeah, if you're really into the details on Splatoon 2 and 3, the I would say the biggest complaint I have about them, the newest ones, especially Splatoon 3, everyone has is like the map design. Splatoon 1 had some like really cool map designs. But overall, I still think that they're really fun. All right, so this is, let's see, is this one, two, three? Yeah. So this is full height. So this needs to be full height. And then what we need to do is we need to take this and scale it on the Y, 9.3. Yep. Now we need to scale it on the X, 0.5. And we can just go start left. All right, so that should keep these bricks in the exact same scale as everywhere else. Now, these are going to be a little bit more complicated, I want to say, because this needs to be scale X on half. Now, this is this 1 or 1, 2? So it needs to be this. So actually, we just need to go scale on the Y by 0.5. And it needs to go here. Now these bricks are same scale lined up. Yeah, let's go, baby. This is looking good. It's looking good, guys. Splatoon 1 was perfect, according to PLP. And now you can't even play it because they can't be bothered to fix this exploit that they found. Yeah, Splatoon 1 was fun. And honestly, like, I probably can't really comment on it too much because I didn't put that much time in it on the Wii U. I mean, I did. Um, as far as that goes, I mean, I put like 60 or 70 hours in it. To me, that's like a lot of time to put in a game. But I've put in like 200 hours plus in both Splatoon 2 and 3. So I have more experience with those games. And I can barely remember Splatoon 1, to be honest. But there was a lot of things about the Wii U that makes me go back and miss the Wii U, like being able to just tap and jump, squid jump, and see the map on the gamepad. And also, Pikmin had a way better use. The map in Pikmin 3 on the gamepad is absolutely stunning. An awesome feature by sending your captains to go start to do things. And you can pause the menu and do it on the Switch, but it's just definitely cooler on the Wii U gamepad. Um, so this is hard because I can't get the scale right. If I reset it, it's going to be all wonky. Whatever. It's going to be close. Let's just scale it out and let's see if I could just, actually I can probably put him exactly in the middle, 0.5. There we go. And this is a full height, so it actually needs to stay that height, but now I need to scale it on the X by 0.5. And, well, we don't have it completely on the right scale. Something is still off on the height. Is this the correct one? I might have it off, guys. Let's just see. Nope, that's right. Yeah. Okay, let's see how we can fix this. Because something is odd here. It's just because... Yeah, because this is the scale on the Y by 0.5. Yeah, no wonder that doesn't work. I'm just confused because this actually needs to touch the top. And this needs to go down by like 2, so... That would actually be 0.6, I think. But that doesn't look right. Hmm. Why is this happening? Ah. Okay. I'm a little confused because... Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, because these walls start actually a lot lower. This is... Okay, okay, hold on. Here we go, guys. Let's get back here. See if we can get it back to where it was large. There we go, like this. This is not actually 10 up. This is 1, 2, 3. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up. Yeah. So this needs to be scaled on the Y by 0.7 and then drag to constrain to image bounds. This needs to be on the left, actually. There we go. There we go. These are the most complicated parts in order to do this right, so we can actually have beautiful bricks that go all the way around our hub world. Depending on if we start making weird scaled sizes in our platforms, we're going to have to do some tricking around with the UVs. So here's a good example for you guys. And this is actually, so these aren't full. The ground would actually be down here. This is like a little bit, this is two units up or whatever. Yeah, 7 units. So this would be and unwrap. And then this would be like 0.5. And then this would be like 0.25. That's exactly what we would need. We need to rotate it by 180, and then we would need to scale on the Y by 0.7. And then this is left, so these guys would be right. Let's see if that lines up, guys. Does not. Okay. Oh, I rotated by 180. We're upside down. This part's on top. There we go. Lined up. So we just need to do that for this one too. Pretty good. PLP says, I didn't either. I spent most of my time on it on the campaign while I have like 2,000 hours combined in 2 and 3. I'm mad at myself for not playing it more because it's so much better. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, I knew you had a ton of hours of those. So I figured you liked those games because you had played them so much. But at least, I mean, you got some good time out of it. That's for sure. Yeah, so this needs to be left. I did it again. Why did I keep rotating it upside down? I'm used to it being the other way. There we go. Bricks lined up. Now, like this, we're getting into the complicated section. This is like where I was having trouble with this thing. We're going to mess with that in just a sec. Let's go ahead and get these bricks because I'm like, oh, we ranting some here. Yes, 3:38, guys. I need to end by like 4:30. Got about an hour left. I'm already like, man. Oh, I gotta stretch. It's crazy. That's sitting. I don't know how people stream sitting for that long. It's not good for you. So I've streamed for an hour, and I'm only halfway done with one water bottle. I said I needed to do two, so I'm behind on that water intake. And PLP says I got too much time and not so good games. Yeah, those letter hours, bro. They got you, didn't they? That's what started the trend. 0.7. Ooh, this needs to be 0.5. I'm gonna surprise you with the letter, bro. 0.5. This needs to be on the right. Does this line up? Nope, it does not. We need to do 180. Still doesn't line up. Oh, we're not doing 0.7 actually. We're doing that'll be 0.6. So it needs to match up on this height. 6. So let's move that down. And then to the 180. Do I need to flip it again, or is that good? That looks good. That matches up. Yeah. Okay. There we go. PLP says, you know it. Yeah. Stream running the letter, it got you. That's why we play Pikmin and rant forever. Are you a Crash Bandicoot fan? Did you play PS1, PLP? Or anybody in the chat? Is anybody a Crash Bandicoot PS1 fan? Let me know. Because I got some more rants that we can definitely have some fun with. Especially if you've been seeing me on PlayStation recently. These need to be 0.6. Scale a Y by 0.6. Let's drop them down here. Oh, they look pretty hideous. They don't look at all like this one. Oh, it's because it's... Wait a minute. Why does it look like that? Oh. This is actually a full-sized wall, guys. That's why we're looking silly. Well, it's fine. We can leave it that way. Let's go all the way to the top. There we go. This is right, so this needs to be left, and this needs to be right. Are these upside down? Let's look in the top corner. The top corner would be grass. Rotate by 180. Grass. Brick. Brick, 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 brick. That doesn't look right either. Where's that long brick? Is that there? 2 little bricks. That's not right. That's upside down. That's this one. Wait, what? These are right side up. And that one doesn't match. So if I just do this one and flip it, still doesn't match. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. I know why. Gotta think, guys. So we got some oddities here. Okay. So this one, we need to go to this. This needs to be, this is right. This needs to be left. But this needs to be the height of this one. Come on, where's my vertex snapping? There we go. Yeah, because this wall is actually lower, so this should have it line up, and if it doesn't line up, now we need to rotate by 180. Bro, and it still doesn't line up, huh? Now, is that upside down? Is there something else I'm missing? Yeah, it doesn't match. It's off like a tad. Is this one off? It looks like it lines up though. Space by Name says Insane Trilogy was my first real crash experiments. I completed all of those games. Space by Name says I was a PS1, PS2 fan, but didn't have Crash. PLP says I probably prefer them over the PS1 versions because of the controls. I actually wasn't going to rant about Insane Trilogy at all. I think that it's a pretty faithful recreation, and I played the originals as a kid, and I also love Insane Trilogy. I was going to talk about Crash Bandicoot 4, which I recently was playing again on my PlayStation 4, and just what Activision has done to that game. The completion requirements, the difficulty is just absolutely bananas. It's like the craziest game of all time. I can't stand it. I wanted to try to beat it, but I'm like, no, screw it. It's like a little too much. Probably just gonna sell that one too because it's just so anger inducing. Maybe this doesn't line up right. No, that's perfect. This one to this one. Yeah, because that's bottom facing with a 2 with a vertice in the middle, guys. And this one lines up just right, does it not? Yep. So I'm a little confused. This is the top of this part. To line this one up. Wait a minute. Does this keep going up past this? Is that the problem? It does. That's the problem. It goes up 1 more foot. All right. I figured it out, guys. So this needs to go up 1 more foot. So we need to go back here. Let's go back and put this on increment. Is that exactly right? No. It's highly close. I need to go ahead and rotate this to make sure we're not upside down. This top left corner, does it have that grass? No, so we are upside down. Let's rotate it again by 180. Top left corner. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing again. There we go. This is the top. Left corner has the grass. All right, we're right side up now. Now we are not as confused. So what we need to do is this top piece is 0.6, so this needs to be 0.7. Yeah, we need to go down by 0.025. We click on this and we do it as a whole. That means I think we can get rid of it like that. Let's take a look. And our bricks line up, guys. That is what we're all about here at TreeFall Studios, doing the work right. There we go. Now we need to get this guy. He's going to be a little bit of a booger. Now let's go here. Let's go back. Let's switch this back to vertex snapping. See if we can grab it exactly. Are we lined up? So we're up. We're not upside down. We're right side up. Looks good. Good. Yeah. So I guess none of you guys have tried to play Crash 4 and seen any of that wildness. All right. So this needs to be scaled on a half, and this is actually should be the 0.6. So y times 0.6, and we need our image bounds back. Make this easier. Let's go back to increment. So this is right, so this guy needs to go left. Should be. Look at that. Those bricks are perfect, guys. Looking good, looking good. Let's see, hour and 20 minutes. We're doing okay. This is taking a little bit longer. You know, streaming slows you down just a little bit. You know, talking it out gets a little, I forget what I'm doing sometimes. I'm kind of slow down, but it's not too bad. The bricks are mostly coming around, and you know, by tomorrow, this is definitely gonna be looking good. We're gonna be putting some plants in here. We're gonna be putting some levels in here. Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing good. All right, let's scale on the X by 0.5. PLP says I put 60 hours into that. I got to this ride level way too late in the game and gave up. I plan to go back and finish it. I just hate how you can't do any of the time trials until post game where you unlock the fast spin move. Yeah, no, I tried that, dude, and I'm like, it's the inverted levels, the hidden boxes. Yeah, the inverted levels and hidden boxes where you have to do everything over and over and over. I'm like, this is just ridiculous. I was playing, I don't know if you know the level names, but I was playing Run It By You last night or the other night, and that level, I was like, dude, why is this so hard? Everything is on a weird angle. I could not jump and get the boxes. It kept dying over and over and over. And then, like, I looked it up. I was like, let me look at an all boxes run so I can try to get this. And I actually missed boxes in the beginning. And so I'm going to have to do the whole level over again. But I was like, as soon as I pulled up this guy's random guide video on how to do the level, he was like, yeah, so guys, in my opinion, this is the hardest level in the game. And I was like, well, there you go. No wonder I'm so annoyed. But it's just stuff like that. Like, the levels are just really just crazy. They're crazy designs. Highly annoying. Let's go here. This is upside down. Let's flip this. Scale it on the X by 0.5. To match it, it needs to go here. So let's take this here. Let's grab him. Let's get our vertex snapping back on, guys. Vertex, that's good. Boom. Ooh, that does not look right still. We're a little, we don't have the right height. So technically this should be 0.7 up here. Let's go here. Oh yeah, it's 1 too high. Great. 0.7. There we go. It's looking awesome, guys. This is looking great. I'm getting a little excited about this. PLP says I think that's the most I put. I bought it on Switch too, but there's like 60 FPS options available now. There's no way I'm doing all of it over again. I think that's the most time I put into a game and retired. I really did enjoy it, but it was too much. I think I'd really be motivated to finish it when I find time to go back into it. Yeah, I didn't know how it performed on Switch. I have it on PlayStation, and just how I think. Crash was like a PlayStation game growing up. I still feel like I buy Spyro and Crash on PlayStation instead of Switch. I also figured it wouldn't run as good, um, but I don't know if. I mean, if they got a 60 FPS option, that'd be pretty cool. But I wonder if I wonder how it looks graphically. I'm sure it looks better on PlayStation, I guess. But now it doesn't really matter because Microsoft is going to own Crash and Spyro, and they're just going to be in Game Pass, guys. That's it. I also don't really like what they do. I don't like the Activision touch, like the money grabbing. Like when I booted up my PS4, I was like, all right. I felt like I saw someone on the internet streaming. One of my friends, one of the guys who was streaming Tilting Tiles the other day, he was streaming Crash Team Rumble the other night, and I was like, oh, I watched a little bit of it, and then I was like, man, I kind of want to play Crash, so I booted up Crash again in my PlayStation, and I told you guys, I don't know if you guys know it on the stream, but I've had some serious PlayStation 4 issues where at one point I was just going to sell it because it was basically toast, and then I opened up my PS4 and somehow I kind of fixed it, and so now I can play games again on my PS4, which is kind of cool. And so I didn't have any of my data. I had to resub to PS Plus in order to be able to get my cloud saves back. So like when I first booted up Crash 4, because I reset my PS4 like so many times, so all the save data was erased because my PS4 used to crash and like it would delete everything and do a hard reboot or whatever. And then I was gonna try to rebuild it from scratch, and then I just quit. But something I did when I was rebuilding it, it fixed it. So I don't know if some part was loose or whatever, but it no longer has the power shut off issue type deal. And yeah, this is upside down though. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. So I booted a Crash up, and like the first thing you're greeted to is an Activision privacy policy of 20 pages, and then they give you a bonus skin in the single player Crash Bandicoot game if you sign in with your Activision account and link it to the game so they can suck down your consumer data and find out more about you. I'm like, dude, like, what kind of greedy garbage is this? I mean, and now Microsoft is going to own them. I'm like, well, maybe they can all just go to die together. I don't know. I'm like, I don't like it all that much. I wish that Crash and Spyro would go to different developers. I mean, the developers themselves are fine. Toys for Bob, I feel like they did a good job with the game and stuff. I don't really like what they did with Spyro Reignited. I've ranted about that a bunch, but I really think it's about the Activision publishing. I think that's the problem. Um, PLP says, I remember you having PS4 issues. I was having Switch problems for a while. My fan died and my battery was fried. Earlier this year, I finally took the time to open it and replace both, going strong again now. Spaceman Name said this happened with my PS1. Literally just reassembling it fixed it. No clue how that works. Sick of account sign-ins. PLP says, bro, I remember going out for Sour Patch Kids to get Crash Team Racing remake part for the fun because I'm like Sour Patch Kids, and finding the code was harder than replacing the Switch fan battery. Yeah, I agree with you, Space by Name. If it forces you to do a sign in on a game where they force you to where they're gonna be like analyzing how you play and stealing your data and all that kind of stuff for monetary purposes, then that's no bueno for me. I'm not going to play your game. At least you could skip it. You didn't have to do it, so I clicked skip on there. I'm like, I don't even have an Activision account, bro. I'm like, sorry, I'm not making one. Like, you don't need my email. You don't need my birth date. You don't need, all that information. so that they can just start spamming me with, Activision products that I don't care for whatsoever. Um, yeah, Activision's only properties that I actually care about are because they own Crash and Spyro now, and I really wish that they would just sell that off. Because I'm like, dude, Microsoft, like, they make a lot of money, like, they have big money, but I feel like this whole Activision purchase that they're doing is like a huge waste of money. Like, I don't understand. I'm like, because Microsoft is not, they make a lot of revenue on Xbox. There's a lot of transactions that happen on Xbox still, but they're not really selling hardware, and they're not exactly profitable. They spend a lot of money on Game Pass and Xbox services and all that stuff. They're the least profitable of all the companies. And I'm like, I felt like Activision was starting to have their own financial troubles. So I'm like, I don't know why you would buy them. I mean, I know they make a lot of money. I mean, Call of Duty makes a lot of money, but it costs a lot of money to make Call of Duty. It's not like it's free. I think the last one made so much money that it's like laughable. It made like $1 billion in a day or a couple days or something like that. So it's probably what they were after. They want some cash flow coming into Microsoft. All right, those all line up, but I don't actually think it's going to make the future of video games better with this purchase that they've made. My personal opinion. I think more companies are going to keep just monopolizing products, buying companies, and it's not actually going to be good for the video game consumer. We're close to having this work, but not all the way. So in order to scale this right, okay, we need to be, shoot, we have made a mistake because these line up and these line up and that lines up and this lines up with all the stuff on the ground, but these guys don't. I'm not going to be able to line this up right here. This is going to be impossible because they're not on the same scale length. They would have needed to start somewhere else, because in order to line this one up, we'd have to take this and we'd have to go like down. Yeah, let's go back just to show you guys. We need to get a vertex, and it needs to be this one. This would line up perfectly, but if we do that, then it won't line up here, and it's not going to line up here, and then going all the way around is going to be messed up. So we're going to put this back so it lines up top. This part is going to have to be covered up. This is a seam that's looking bad. It's going to need to get covered up. We could actually, to be honest, we can fix it, guys. We can fix it. So we need to take this. Everything can be fixed of some way or another. It's just whether it's worth doing the work to fix it. And this and this and this. Because this guy starts fresh. That's the whole reason why it doesn't line up. He starts fresh at the bottom of the texture at a different height than everyone else starts. So we just need to move all this up so it matches this one. It's going to be kind of hard to see, though, because what we need to do is... Okay, so this, we just need to get this to match the top. So we need to do this. We need to take all of these guys and let's go back to image bounds. Let's go to increment again so we don't mess that up. There we go. That lines up, that lines up, that lines up. This lines up. It lines up around there. We'll be able to line up everything around this side. These are all still lined up. And this still looks good. All right, we fixed it, guys. We just still got to do this part here and the underneath that and stuff, and we can line all that up and it'll look pretty good. Oh, I got some comments here. Let me grab these guys. Let's see. There's a whole like kit in CTR remake, that candy gummy body wheel. and I think the Crash skin, you had to get the codes for them on the candy. If I was confused, I looked a bit concerned at your comment. I didn't know what you were talking about because I didn't remember the actual promotion. But after I was like thinking about it for a second, I kind of realized that that had to be what it was. Um, and then Spaceman Aim says they could be buying studios to balance the balance sheet of selling consoles. I have no idea else why they do it. I think they're looking for revenue. I think they're looking just have money. The way Phil Spencer said it, he was like, we have this cash sitting here. We're not spending 70 billion. We're just moving our cash into a different asset. And that asset, which is how a businessman thinks, he's not wrong. He is just moving it into a different asset, and that asset generates money versus the cash that they have sitting there. They still have a lot of cash on hand at Microsoft. That's why they're able to do all of that. But that doesn't mean that their current business model and stuff is completely profitable. They've been they were profitable, but they're the least profitable of the companies. Is that from the ground? Yeah, so that matches. So yeah, let's just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm making sure matches up. So yeah, I just don't think it's that good because like everyone thinks like not all the Sony fanboys are kind of like, oh, it's time to buy all this stuff with Sony so we can compete, and and I'm like, the monopolization of the market is not exactly great. Um, you want the free market to work, but you also don't want everyone just to buy. You don't want 3 companies to buy up every single company and there's no developers left. As they all strive to fight, Microsoft's striving so hard for that all digital future. I'm surprised that the FTC did not win their battle there. I mean, they made a case like a child. I mean, they were pretty stupid. I mean, it's like the government, so what are you gonna do? But they there I feel like there's plenty of good reasons to block that purchase, and it's gonna go through, and Microsoft is gonna own most of the game studios now. So it's gonna be kind of wild. All right, let's see. Let's rotate around. You gotta have your indie. You gotta support your indie developers, guys. They're gonna be the only people left making games that aren't owned by Nintendo, Microsoft, or PlayStation one of these days. So left, right, left, right. All right, we're on the track to do this correctly. 4:04 is the time. I gotta finish this water bottle and got about 25 minutes left. So let's see if we can make it all the way around this section here, I guess. Also, guys, another cool thing I was going to mention. So big shout out. Thanks you guys for watching the stream and everything. I highly appreciate it. I was going to say over the weekend, we hit our watch time, the highest amount we've ever had. We did break the 1,700 hours. Someone was asking me about that. So we are above the 1,700 hours. We're highly close to we're on our way to that 2,000 hour mark. So that's pretty good. I think that there's some new YouTube partnership status stuff to where like all you have to do is hit 500 subscribers, which we did a long time ago, and 3,000 hours. And at that point, we can do the like the memberships where you can like join on YouTube, and we can do the custom emotes and do the super chats and stuff on stream or whatever. So I should be able to hit that after not too long, but that's not really what I'm concerned about. I'd want to get to the YouTube partnership status to where we can get money from the ads on the videos, because we got a bunch of videos that are like evergreen content. My how to start a game studio video, it really people still click on that. And I have one Unity tutorial that brings in a lot of views, evergreen. It's like, I think it's actually going to cross my how to start a game studio video, because it it's like getting close to 18,000 views. My game studio videos, like, it broke 20,000, but we need to pull this down a little bit. right, left. So left is good. We need to go here and go here. So yeah, some of those I would like to just be able to run the ads on them. Does this need to be upside down? I'm assuming it does. This is probably upside down. There we go. Fits perfectly. So yeah, thanks guys for tuning in and watching. So highly appreciate it. Definitely going to keep these streams going. I do have some news to say about some new videos because it's been a little while since I've been doing the streams. I haven't really put out a new YouTube video. Got to drop some new videos soon. Game development tips. I'm working on one. I'm working on the script for one right now where it's about game development design school. Someone had left a comment after these live streams were posted when I was mentioning something about game design school, and they were curious. Whoa, this needs to be 0.5. They were curious about my experience in game design school and asked if I could make a video, basically trying to tell them whether or not they should go to game design school or whether I thought it was worth it or not. So I'm gonna be working on that. That's gonna be one of the next videos we drop off for our game developer family on this YouTube channel, talking about game design school and should you go to it. I feel like that'll be a clickable video. Is this oh, that's why this actually needs to be all the way up. And are we, this is, I think I didn't need to flip it. Let's see. Does that tile better? Or is that off? I'm confused. It's so hard to tell if it's coming up from the bottom or not. Let's see if we can tell here. Yeah, that's the bottom. That's the bottom. All right, so yeah, it's the right way. This is the correct tile. Oh, but I think we have to move it over. That's why. Because this is left, so this one needs to be right. So easy to get this off, guys. Let's see. This should look better. Yeah, there we go. Brick is good. So right, left, right, left, right, left. All right. We're on the right track. We're on the right track. Let's go ahead and get these fixed because these are, kind of ugly. We'll have to do that one separate. Let's just go through here. Unwrap those. Unwrap those. Yeah, guys, we're getting closer to an awesome hub world. This is going to be sweet. Probably going to make this a different texture up top. Probably going to have these down here a different texture, so we'll have to work on those later. I'll have to create a new one. But let's just try to get these bricks going. Boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom. And I slacked off on my shorts game too, guys. I don't know if you guys have watched the TreeFall Studios shorts on YouTube, but we were trying to do them at one point, try to keep up with it a little bit and kind of use those to advertise our games a little bit. And I haven't made one of those in a little while, which I need to get on that because I think it would be pretty cool to have a don't need any of this, to be honest. A maze one where I show the basically the fast time-lapse development of some of these levels. I think that might look pretty cool on a short, a minute sped up like ultra fast. Let's put those back. Let's just do, what we need to do is get rid of this guy in the short one and leave the big one. We need to leave those walls even though they're hidden just because I might want to do a loop cut and I don't want it to be messed up. We can get rid of that one though, and this one. Because that way we should be able to loop cut around this whole thing now. Still. Until we get into here and all this weirdness. We'll clean that up in a sec if we need to. Alrighty. Are we right? No, we didn't finish these. Yeah, let's do this. Whoa, what was that weird thing? We need to go left, right, left. Now let's make sure this all looks good. It tiles perfectly. Space My Name says they could be buying studios to balance the balance sheet. Oh, I already read that one. Oh, sorry. The Basement Dweller says, yo, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Glad you were here. We are just doing some texturing work. We're finishing up this giant hub world. We've been ranting on about random things in the video game industry, from Nintendo games that everyone thinks are good that we don't think are as good as the old games, to Microsoft's new battle, winning the battle with the FTC and buying Activision Blizzard. So we've been having all sorts of random conversations while we do this game development chill work. Also showed off quite a bit of interesting things with how to texture some of this oddly shaped stuff correctly on the correct scale. Just cleaning up some of the insides that we don't need. It's looking pretty good. So yeah, welcome to the stream. Glad you were here. I was also talking about some YouTube stuff that I'm planning on doing, some new videos for game developers. If you're a game developer out there, you're gonna have a new video coming out soon about game design school and if you should go. Let's go ahead and take all of these and assign them this. We can just reset these, but this one we're gonna have to go in here because this is gonna be a little bit off on the scale. This should be 9 out of 10. So this was left, so this guy needs to be right. We need to cut him on the X, put him on the right, drop him down by 0.1. Do we line up, guys? Or do we need to rotate him 180? We line up. You can see that brick is continued exactly there. It looks good. All right. So these guys now need a little bit. We can do, when we got a run like this, this is much easier. These can all be done at once. Highlight them all. We can do them on the appropriate scale. But we need to go back in here and go one by one. So that was a righty. This needs to go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. All right. So let's scroll our eyes across, make sure we don't got any seams. All the bricks line up perfectly. That looks pretty good. I can't wait till we model some of our ivy and put this on the wall in the game engine. It's going to be really awesome, guys. Let me just check this. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right, now this is all going to be weird because of the secret door and our secret room in here. So this is going to be highly difficult to texture, I think. But we have made it all the way around to this inside. That's the last part we haven't done. Let's just get this real quick. This should just be an unwrap. That'll do that. We got to fix this one, that little bridge. We got most of these guys pretty good. We got to do the basement down there. Then we got to do these outside walls. We got these lined up on the outside, and that lines up all the way. So we'll probably just go around this way and keep going. Probably, we got about 15 minutes left on the stream, so probably do that on my own tonight. This will be done by then. We'll take a look at it. Like I said, you know, we'll get ready to go and export this back into the game engine so we can take a look at it and just see where we're at. And see how it looks when we play. And it's looking pretty good. Let me go ahead and straighten these up so this will look good when we get it in the game engine. Kind of going off in all sorts of directions here, guys. That's correct. Let's go ahead and get this. And this needs to go here. I can't wait to share this game. I can't wait for this to be done. feel like it's got a lot of really cool ideas. It's really starting to come together, and there's going to be a lot of cool mazes for you guys to check out. So I think it's going to be highly fun. Basement Dweller says, how did you make the textures? So I made these actually a couple of different ways. So this grass texture is hand drawn. I made it in Affinity Photo. That's this little icon down here. It doesn't look too good in here, but when we open it up in the game engine, when we look at it with the bump map and stuff, it actually kind of looks like decent saturated grass. I'm probably going to edit it again and play with it a little bit more. But some of the textures for the games I hand draw, and I just basically use Affinity Photo, which is basically like Photoshop, so it's kind of like hand doing the textures in Photoshop. However, this brick texture started from a real life picture, but I did not just use the real life picture. I created this texture in something called Quixel Mixer. That's this icon down here. And I took some real life moss and the real life bricks, and then I made a mix together in the program Quixel Mixer and kind of edited it up, gave it some masking features to where there's some moss down in the bricks. I also changed the general saturation of the bricks from the real life bricks. They were a little kind of washed out, and you can see how they're like white and kind of old here. I took the reds and brought them up just a little bit more. So we're getting ready. In the next 3 minutes, we're going to go ahead and export this. I'm going to do 3 more minutes of texture work, and then we're going to export it and take a look at it in the game engine, because it looks a little bit better in the game engine just because we got the lighting going on, and you can see the normal maps, and you can see everything just a tad bit better. So we'll go ahead and do that in just a sec, because I am wrapping up stream at 4:30. So 2 more minutes. Let's see how much we can get done in 2 minutes of texture work, and then we'll play around for about 5 minutes in the game engine, and then from there we will it'll be fine if it's a little smaller. And we'll do a wrap up, tell you guys where you can find us, you know, if you're new to the channel, all that kind of thing. This one does not look right. That needs to be a regular unwrap. And let's go ahead and scale you a little bit. Let's take off snapping. And let's put this here, 0.5. Scale it on the X till it touches the wall. That'll fix that one. It's pretty good. This one will be off. We're not going to have enough time to fix all of these, but we can fix this grass. These are just nice resets. Just kidding. They're nice unwraps. You do them separate at a time so they fill up the whole thing. These are 1 unit, so we're unwrapping these and then we're matching them correctly with the way that they look in the perspective view here. Basement Dweller says, nice. For realistic textures, I usually use Krita to mix multiple realistic textures by changing their opacity and natural patterns. It's really good for a decaying look. That's awesome. I've heard a lot of people, I don't know if you saw my how to start a game development studio for $0 video. It's one of my old popular evergreen content videos. And I basically ran through a list of all sorts of software that people could use for free, and you know how you could save money and make a commercialized game. And you know, I gave every paid options if you wanted it, like Photoshop and stuff, Affinity Photo, because you pay for it once. I gave the different options, talked about GIMP, talked about, you know, it's a bunch of different things like that. And I did not mention Krita, and I will tell you, so many, hundreds of comments on that video. A lot of people really like Krita, so I told everyone in the video that I would check it out, but I still haven't downloaded it and checked it out yet because I'm like kind of sold on Affinity Photo. It does everything I really needed to do, and I'm not really the best, you know, as far as a 2D artist goes. I can mess around with like the layers and stuff, and I can mix realistic textures to make them original, so they're not going to look like they are in any other game, that kind of thing. That's easy for me to do. I do that for my tilting tiles games with realistic textures. And then I actually draw cartoon textures from scratch, like decent-ish. Like if you guys know anything about Maze Pedestal of Trials and the original Maze game, I feel like those games look pretty high definition. And, I just drew all of those textures from scratch. There's nothing that started from a realistic base in there. So, yeah. Let me go ahead and switch over to my camera here. So I do use that for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and open up the game engine, closed up Blender so we don't got too much going on. But yeah, so I do some 2D artwork, but not too much. I'm preferring to go more on the realistic textures, start from a real picture of a base. Sometimes I download them from texture sites and then I'll create them my own, or I actually have taken a lot of pictures of things in real life myself, that I'm trying to get in games to where like it's actually, just my own photograph. A Basement Dweller says, Krita, Blender, Unity are my go-tos for game dev. That is awesome. I'm glad to hear that. That's pretty cool. I also use Unity. Here we are in it now. And I use Blender. We were just using Blender. That's like the #1 go-to for sure. Yeah, I use Affinity Photo for my artwork because it's a one-time license fee. All you have to do is pay once. It's like $40 and you get it for life. And it's a pretty comparable program. I would say it's better than GIMP. I have used GIMP in the past, and I have gone on runs where I'll pay for Adobe, but yeah, not good. Basement Dweller says, I tried replicating the Wind Waker's textures by hands. They're hard to get consistent, but look really good in the end. Even putting realistic textures through watercolor filters can get really good results. Yeah, I was actually thinking about doing that for some stylized games, like taking some of the realistic base textures and then kind of like just layering them with like color and then like, filtering them out to where they look a little bit more cartoon and stylized instead of stylizing it by hand. I would like to hire an artist on my team, though, that would be able to stylize by hand eventually, but we'll see how we get with that. All right, guys, so we're in the game engine now. Let's take a look at it for our last little bit and see all the work that we have done. Yeah, it looks pretty awesome so far. Our bricks look pretty good. We just fixed all this grass. It's actually going to be brick. We'll fix that eventually. You can see we didn't finish all this, but this looks pretty good. Like you see the grass looks pretty good. Let's go take a look at all this. We hadn't got around to that one yet. But yeah, I would say it looks pretty awesome. I would say it does, like my one worry is like the walls are very, very high and it does repeat a little bit. I don't want it to be too much on the eyes. So like I said, we're going to be using a lot of in-game models to break this up. We're going to be dropping crystals in front of some of these walls. We're going to be making some leaves, some model textures to put ivy on some of these walls and change up the colors because red and green really go good together. It's a high contrast, so I think this is going to look pretty good. But yeah, when you're up close, it looks pretty good. You can see the moss coming through, and the bricks are sticking out a little bit 3D. You can see that height map, that shadow map, looking pretty good. This all looks good. I mean, when you're in like a room down here and this is like what you see, like it definitely doesn't look too much. But when you look up like 3 stories, it looks like a little high. The lighting, you can see the sun coming off of it. The specular settings on here are pretty decent. It's not too bad. It looks all right. So yeah, I think we can really change this up with some new environment models. Once we get all this finished and we get all the grass set into the appropriate scale and we get all the brick on all the walls, we're really going to be able to come in here and change this up with dropping some flower models, some crystal models, some plants on the walls. This is going to be a little bit broken up right here in the middle because there's going to be some doors that we're going to build to block off the areas. There's going to be sign unit characters that are going to be in some of the areas. So definitely new colors. The sign units are brown, so they'll break up some of the colors. You'll be able to see them easy against the red and green. Yeah, so I think overall it'll be pretty good. We got these jump pads that are orange. That goes pretty good. So I think we're at a pretty good start for now. Looks pretty good. That was an hour and 55 minutes of talking and texturing, so pretty decent, I'd say. I just love these. I just love how fun it is to run around and jump off the pads. So this is gonna look pretty awesome. Let's take a look at our bricks over here and see how these look. Um, yeah, those, I mean, it looks really good. You can just see, like, it makes a difference. Like, you can just see, I'm gonna use my hand because I can't use the mouse because I'll move the camera. But, like, you can just see where the bricks line up against the wall and they tile correctly. And then when they go around the corner over here, that they're tiling correctly. So, I mean, it just makes a big difference when we do it that way because it's just the little details that matter. Like, no one's really going to really be looking at this platform. It's sticking out. You could kind of hide it, but at the same time, like, it didn't take us too long to get that right. So it looks pretty awesome. Basement Dweller says, nice sense of scope and a good start. Interested in seeing it further. I don't see as many first-person platformers. And then Jump Pad Momentum is fun. I implemented them in my project. Yeah, I don't try to do, because this is, mostly about solving your way out of mazes. But we do have a couple of jumps in here and things like that. One of the original problems with the first maze game is I had some moving platforms and they were kind of small and the jumps were kind of tough, and a lot of people were confused by the perspective and stuff, so it was kind of hard for people to do the platforming and they hated those levels. And in the original maze game there was no levels you could skip, so people were forced to do it. So that's like a quality of life feature. We're arguing about quality of life in Nintendo games earlier, but I think having like some levels in a complicated game like this where you can skip a couple if you're really stuck and still get to the end. You can't get 100% completion, but you can make it to the final level. I think that that's a good feature. We're going to do that in this game too. And for Maze Pedestal of Trials and this game, we included quite a bit of random platforming. But as you can see, the jumps are much more simple. It's clearly defined and where you can see where to go. Like right here, like this is the jumpable gap. You can just jump straight. You're not in trouble. Like there's plenty of room. You can go all the way over here. Because you can barely make this jump. At the farthest you can land is maybe the center. So you're not going to run off and fall to your death. And also in this game, it's not really a problem if you do jump off and fall to your death, because it doesn't insta-kill you and start you over. There's a checkpoint system where it drops you off back to either the start or wherever you drop a checkpoint. You can drop checkpoints and then warp back to them. That's a feature from Maze Pedestal of Trials, so pretty good. But I think overall that it's still easy. When you come down here and we do the skydiving section, these jump pads, I feel like they're pretty easy to understand, and the momentum is already pretty good, and you just launch way up and then it just feels kind of fun just to get dizzy and just like be launched up into the sky. So once this is all done with the environment art all textured correctly, it's gonna look pretty awesome. That brick looks pretty cool. I'm about to make myself motion sick just bouncing up and down, trying to look at that. But yeah, it looks pretty good. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for today's stream. Let's talk about where you guys can find me. Thanks for jumping in. I'll have to check out your project. If you're not part of our Discord, Basement Dweller, you can jump in there and we can chat some more. I'd love to see what you're working on. Love to see game developers hanging out on the channel. I wish you the best of luck to your project, especially if it's a commercial project and you're trying to make money. You might already be a full-time game developer. I might be unaware. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it. We'll go to the full screen. The light is getting pretty dark. Looks like it's going to rain outside, so I lost some of my natural lighting. You can see the lights I've got over here to the side are kind of yellowing me up. But it looks okay. It looks fine. So, yeah, the news is going across right here. So if you guys are new to TreeFall Studios and you haven't played any of our TreeFall Studios games, we got a bunch of them on sale right now on PlayStation. You can play them on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. They work on both. You can get the original two Maze games that are the games that come out before this one that we're working on now. And those are on sale on the PlayStation sale. So is, what else we have? We have Night Detective on sale, Pitter Pot, and is there anything else? And Micro Challenge. You get the Tilting Tiles games. So if you're new to Tilting Tiles, you can get the full Tilt bundle. You can get That pretty cheap. That has 2 games in one, maybe like around 10 hours of gameplay for both of those. Micro Challenge is on sale for 39 cents if you have PS Plus. So if you haven't played any TreeFall Studios games, you can't go wrong with starting there. So cheap. Has 20 awesome levels and 5 multiplayer maps. So you got some co-op maps as well that you guys can check out. Be sure to check out those games. If you're not a PlayStation player, that's okay. You guys can also check out our games on Steam. There are links in the description below, and it should link you to our franchise page where you can see all of the games we have available on Steam. And we always have deals running on Steam. There's a TreeFall Studios developer bundle to where, like, if you buy the bundle instead of buying games individually, you get 50% off all the games in the bundle. So if you're new and you want to pick up some of our games there, you can do that to support us as well. Right now, we got our Patreon subscribers going across the bottom. I got to give a personal shout out to Carmen Red, Overhyped Gamer, Shark and Minnow, and PLP. Thank you guys for what you do for TreeFall Studios on Patreon.com. I couldn't do what I do without you guys. It really makes a huge difference. That little bit of extra revenue per month really helps us get there and keep our development. It helps us keep making videos for you guys and working on games to bring for everyone to play and enjoy. If you are new to the channel and you want to support us a little bit more, you haven't seen the Patreon page, there are links in the description below. Basically, it gets you shout outs in YouTube videos. It gets you personal shout outs. Your names are displayed on the screen, and also you get your names in the credits of games. You get to see behind the scenes posts. Still got to make this month's post. I'm trying to decide on how much I want to spoil for the Patreon subscribers. It's such a hard balance because I got a lot in the works, but I also, and Patreon subscribers get to see a lot of it early, but you don't want to show them everything early because you also want them to be surprised too. So gonna have a cool post, but trying to figure out what all I'm going to be sharing in that post. So if you want to see behind the scenes posts, you can do that on Patreon as well. And every once in a while, you might get to play test a game early. So if you want to support us there, it's $1, $3, and $5. Those are the tiers, and you can find links in the description below. If you want to hang out and just join us, join the TreeFall Studios community. You can join the TreeFall tribe and join us down at Discord. There's links to be invited to our Discord server. Whether you're just wanting to hang out and talk about TreeFall Studios games, or if you're a game developer who wants to connect with me and ask some game development questions, you can do all of that in our Discord below. And we post all of our official news on Twitter. You can follow us. That's Facebook, but you can follow us on Twitter at TreeFall Games. Don't know what's really going on with Twitter. The whole weird, I don't want to get on Elon Musk rant for everybody on the chat or whatever, because it's so controversial apparently. But the new weird logo change thing today, it's so weird, so dumb. So, but you can find us on Twitter for now. So that's where we post all of our updates outside of YouTube. All of our text updates are on Twitter. So follow us there, and Discord. Between those two, you should be able to get all of our updates as long as you're also subscribed on YouTube. If you're new to the YouTube channel and you've never been here before, this channel makes all sorts of game development content like this. Game development content, basically teaching other people how to get into game development, and game development content based on my own games, devlogs, and me working on my games. Trailers for you guys to check out and enjoy, and updates on the games. So if you're new and you haven't subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 1,500 subscribers. We broke 1,400 last week. We've really been, really killing it with all these streams, and be getting a couple new subscribers per day. So we're going to do a giant cool giveaway when we get to 1,500, a special live stream, gift card giveaways for PlayStation and eShop. It's going to be just a fun time. So if you're new and you haven't seen any of our content, that sounds interesting to you, be sure to hit the subscribe button and join us on the road to 1,500. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I can see we got quite a few people watching all the way to the end. That is so awesome. Been having a blast just hanging out with you guys. These live streams are just super fun. And like I mentioned earlier, we're getting close to our hour count, so we'll maybe do some custom emotes and stuff like that. And when we get over our 3,000 hours and can do the partial YouTube partnership, so live streams might get even more fun. We'll see. Who knows? But yeah, we'll catch you. Not tomorrow. No stream tomorrow. I will post an update. There will be no stream tomorrow, but we will be back on Wednesday, and we'll be working on this. This should, because I'm going to be working on this tonight, and I'm going to take the day off tomorrow. but for the doctors and all of that kind of stuff. But tomorrow evening I'll probably work some, so and Wednesday morning. So by the time we get back to this live together, guys, it's going to be crazy. It's probably going to be completely done, and we'll probably be doing some environment design, some art, and I'll probably have a couple extra levels to show off that will be in here. So you guys will get a good new view of it on Wednesday. But thank you so much for tuning in to the stream. Had a blast. I will catch you guys in the next one.